Alright, with this first project we're going to be making some personal collages. And if we have an image in Lightroom already that we're going to start with as our base photo, what we can do is right click on that and select Edit in Photoshop, and that will open it up in Photoshop, as we can see there. So it'll take a second, it'll load up. If we have a photo that's not in Photoshop, like it's on our desktop, we can click on that file, drag it into this top bar, and it will open up like that. With this project, we're going to be using a photo of ourselves. We're going to be adding our name to it, and then we're going to be adding in 8 images that help explain who we are. When we make this initial selection, if I want to remove this background, the easiest way to do it is go to Select and Subject, and the program now does most of our work for us. It selected both me and my child. And if I want to get rid of that background, I can click on this little block right here with a circle in it, which will put a mask on it. Sorry about that, school bells. So once we have this masked out, we can start adding in additional images that we've either taken or from the internet. So for example, both me and my kid really like photography, so I have this icon of a camera that I can just drag in and drop into the photo. And I can resize it by grabbing those edges, moving it around. I can even rotate it. You'll notice that this is currently on top of the image of me and my child. So if I hit enter, I can place it. And then on my layers panel, I can drag that camera photograph picture below me and my kid. And now it's right there. And I can continue doing that with other images. Let me just grab this other camera, can resize that, drag it, hit enter to place it, as well as, let's find a couple more. Alright, so I've added a few more images into it. If I want to play with their blending modes, I can click on a picture and switch where it says normal here to darken or multiply or dissolve, lighten, and I can check out different ones here, and they'll all have different effects. I kind of like darken right there, so I get the ballpark plus the video games, and I have all that. The last thing I need to do is open up the text tool, and I'm just going to click once to start typing, and I can type in my name. I can double click on it and come up to this white color here to change the color. I can even click on parts of the picture to pick that color instead. And then I can even change the font from right here, where you'll have a ton of default fonts, and I can resize right there. If I want to get real crazy with it, I can even play around with this little function right here that allows us to modify the type. So I can arc it, arch, flag, and then play with like different distortions. Right now it's a little hard to read, so I can even come down to this FX down at the very bottom in the right when I've got the text layer, and I can give it a glow, a stroke, a drop shadow, all of these different effects. So then my name pops out a little bit more there. Finally, I'm going to crop this as 4:6. So I go to the C button on the keyboard, or I find the crop tool here, and I have 4:6, but this will look better like that. And I can hit enter to crop it like that. You'll notice that it's now all zoomed in, so I can hit Control and plus on the keyboard, or Control and 0, and that will maximize the space. Finally, to talk about saving, we can come up here to File and Save As, and we want to save it as a Photoshop document with our name on it if we still need to edit things. And that'll allow us to keep these layers and move things around. Or we can come up here to File, Export, and quick export as JPEG or PNG. Again, make sure to change it to your name and Collage, and save that. And that will give us a smaller file size that we can upload to the internet, send to people, send over text message, whatever. Normal people wouldn't be able to view a PSD or Photoshop document, but everybody can view a JPEG. So then we'll just click save it somewhere, and then we can upload that to Teams. If you have any questions, make sure to ask.